Everyone. So this week is book review catch-up week on my blog. I am way behind on sharing a lot of the books I've been reading lately, so I wanted to go ahead and share a few of those, but I thought it'd be a little bit more fun to do some video reviews too, in addition to the written reviews that I usually do. So I thought I would share a couple of them with you today. So, just as a disclaimer, I did receive the book I'm going to talk about today. I received it for free in order to review it, so just so you all know. But the book I want to tell you about today is Roots and Sky by Christie Purifoy, and I'm hoping when the video is finished on here that it's not showing backwards. But because right now it looks backwards to me, but it might be fine for you. But anyway, so this book, it's a memoir. I do not know this author. I think she might have a blog, but I'm not really sure. I had not heard of her before. But I read this book and I had mixed feelings. Part of me really loved it because the writing in it is just so good, very beautifully written. I like the way she just kind of describes different scenes in her life. I don't know, it's just very contemplative and I don't know, just very nicely written. I like it a lot. And I think another reason I liked this book was that I related to it a lot. I felt like a lot of the things that she was going through in the book were things that like I kind of went through this last year. She has her fourth child in the fall in this book, and then this is basically the story of them moving into this old house and kind of putting down roots. They call it Maplehurst, and an older house, I guess out east somewhere probably. But it was really interesting to read about just their day-to-day life, and written so nicely that it was very interesting to read. It kind of was one of those books I didn't want to shoot through too much and read too quickly because I was enjoying it, but but it also took me too long to get through it because I was trying to really think about it, make it last or whatever, and enjoy it. So it's probably a better book to read when you are not, time crunched to review it on your blog. So I think, like I said, I would recommend it for the writing for sure. The parts I didn't love about it were I felt she was a little vague spiritually sometimes when she would talk about spiritual things. It was just a little too vague for me. She kept saying things that made me think that she was probably in the camp that believes that the world is just going to kind of get better and better until Jesus comes back, which I don't feel is really a solid biblical interpretation. It's not what I think is how it's going to come about, but I just different views on like end time stuff probably there, which is not like a deal breaker to me. But the part that kind of really bothered me was at some point she said something about how we were not made for heaven, basically we were made for earth. And I felt like she was kind of taking a little jump there because I know where she's getting that idea biblically as far as like the earth, we were made to live in Eden and perfect and everything, and then the fall, and how, eventually God will bring heaven to earth as far as the New Jerusalem will come down to earth. So, I mean, that I knew where she was coming from there, but I felt like she was making a bit of a jump as far as it seemed like she was ignoring other passages that were talking about how our citizenship is in heaven, and how the things of this earth are passing away. There will be a new heaven and a new earth. So I felt, it just wasn't, I wouldn't say this book is just super sound biblically, in my opinion. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for that, but if you want just some, and it was minor enough, honestly, that I could enjoy and appreciate the book beyond that, like beyond the fact that I didn't necessarily agree with everything that she said in it. So I definitely think it's one to check out if you're interested in it. Just know, like, I'm not necessarily agreeing with everything she says in it, but I would definitely recommend it for the writing and just for her descriptions of like day-to-day life were just so beautifully done. So that's what I thought about this one. And my full, comments will also be in my review on the blog too. But that's it. Thanks.